Hello, welcome to Movies I Love with yours truly, Nomfanelo Malloy. So, for the next few videos, I will be discussing the Fast and the Furious franchise. So, with this one, I'll be focusing on Fast and Furious 1 to 3. So, the first one, titled The Fast and the Furious, is directed by Rob Cohen and stars Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and Michelle Rodriguez. The second one is called Too Fast, Too Furious, which is directed by John Singleton, stars Paul Walker, Tyrese Gibson, and Eva Mendes. And the third one, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, is directed by Justin Lin and stars Lucas Black, Bow Wow, and Sung Kang. So, for quick thoughts, I found, yeah, these movies were enjoyable. I would say the first two were more fun for me. The third one is different, obviously because it didn't have the original stars, but at least it tries to maintains like what the series is about. So let's get dive into this. So why do I love these movies? So first and foremost, these ones are all about racing, illegal street racing, which was which was a popular thing at the time. I don't know if it still is. So essentially, like with these movies, like they have good world building, like with the underground racing, and they have like all these like fancy cars, like the beautiful women, and all like the drivers being all fancy schmancy, like with their attitudes and flaunting money and like just having fun. So I thought, yeah, that was interesting to see, like with those movies, and really like with all that, it produces vibes that I say is stronger in these three movies compared to the other movies in the franchise. You see, like everybody is having fun. They're all acting like too cool for school, like, oh, I'm better than you, and this and that. So those were always just fun to see. And I kind of miss that with the franchise, even though like it does maintain like the racing aspect of it, but it's not the focal point for those movies, which I'll get into that in future videos. But yeah, like it just made like racing fun like for teenagers at the time. Also, too, what I liked is the friendships they have between the lead characters. So the first one, obviously, is Brian and Dom, because obviously, like both of them come from different aspects of life. Where Brian, like he's a cop, while Dom he is a criminal. But both of them, despite like where they're at in life, they seem to care for each other. I guess through circumstances, because Brian saves Dom's life as he's being chased by the police, and Brian like does get respect from Dom and the other people, I guess, as he becomes like more skilled with the racing. So their relationship, I would say, like is fun and fascinating to see as like the series goes on. So the second one is Brian and Roman. So I felt, yeah, this one was fine, like, but obviously like Roman was like this substitute for Dom. But yeah, both of them have their fun moments where Roman always throw like jabs at Brian because of I guess what happened between them in the past. But yeah, that one is cool. And with the third one, I would say, yeah, with Sean and Twinkie, I felt like that one was kind of forced because Sean is essentially the fish out of water in Tokyo, and then he meets, I guess, a fellow American. And yeah, I thought theirs was okay. And then also when you throw Han into the mix, I thought, yeah, that was fine to see on screen. And also to the romance aspect, I enjoyed. I would say like the first movie compared to these three, it has the stronger romance compared to the other ones. Because with the first one, you have two, you have Letty and Dom. Because obviously they seem to like grow up with each other, like within that world, and they have that chemistry. While here, like Brian falls in love with Dom's sister Mia, which is interesting. I'm sure it's like a no like when he's undercover, but things happen. And yeah, that one is cool to see because it shows like with especially with Letty and Dom that even though they're tough characters, they get to show their vulnerable side. I thought with Sean and Neela's like it was okay. That's all I have to say. Um, and also too, lastly, I enjoyed the music because I think all three have like a hip hop pop feel to it. I would say like the second one has my favorite songs, particularly with the Ludacris song "Act a Fool." That yeah, because those are quite enjoyable to listen to on repeat viewing. So with I have some additional thoughts. So I thought like with the third one, I mean, because like you didn't have the original cast back for this one, you kind of had to start afresh with new characters, which could either draw people or like just prevent them from seeing the movie. I thought it did okay given those circumstances. Um, Third one was a bit hit and miss for me because with the beginning when we see Sean in America, to be honest, I could care less about that one because since the movie is titled Tokyo Drift, it would have been interesting if we started the movie with Sean in Tokyo. Um, so because like here, like with these movies, focus on street racing. I'm not surprised that like when we get towards three, that the plot becomes a bit repetitive and recycled. And it's interesting how the franchise turns as films go on, which I will address in those videos. I thought with Han's death, like if you're watching it for the first time without watching the other movies, it is impactful, particularly in regards to the plot and Sean's character arc. But as you watch it in context of seeing the other movies, in terms of how the direction went, it was just ridiculous. And I'll obviously address that in other videos. Um, the short film with Paul Walker, where it's set after the first movie before the second movie, was silly. Essentially, he is on the run from the police after helping Dom, and I just hated how like that movie was put together with the editing. It looked like was like an infomercial because there was no dialogue. But yeah, that one was interesting. Um, the third one, I really hated the shaky cam because that one kind of took me out of it when, particularly with the racing scenes or any action heavy scenes, like they use that. I'm just like, nope, 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 nope. And I found it was interesting that Justin Lin, after this movie, he made more movies with the franchise. Because watching the third movie, I'm like, I'm not too sure. But then seeing what he did afterwards, I'm like, okay, that's a solid choice. So that pretty much concludes my thoughts on Fast and Furious 1 to 3. I would like to know, like, what do you think about these movies? Do you have any favorite scenes or favorite aspects of those movies? Let me know in the comment section. So where you could find these movies, I'll post a link in the description. You could also find my socials in the description. And I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.